Give me a little room. Give me a little room, okay? Okay, everybody ready? Okay, there's been some question in the last week, 2 weeks, maybe the last month, about Coach Spurrier's age and how much longer he's going to coach at South Carolina. Now, last year at this time, I was 69. We were 11-2. Please don't click that, okay? We were 11-2, and there was no question about my age, okay? But now that we're 7-6, we got some enemies out there. I got some guys that don't like me out there talking and writing, and that's part of the game. We just need to understand that. And I'm really speaking to the South Carolina Gamecocks. This is just a message for them. I want to talk about this situation, and then I'm not going to talk about it anymore throughout the year. But now that we're 7-6, some of our enemies out there, we want to make you think that Spurrier's getting old. He can't do it anymore. And they'll try to convince our people that our 7-6 is not as good as some other schools' 7-6s. They will try to do that. But we got to understand that we have some enemies out there. And that it happened to me early at Florida when we started kicking everybody's butt pretty good down there. All of a sudden, they didn't like the Florida coach. They used to talk nicely about the Florida coach because the Florida coach didn't beat anybody much, or beat them enough. I remember one time Vince Dooley said Galen Hall is as good a coach as they can hire at Florida. And then when I got down there, we beat Georgia 2 or 3 times. A guy from Atlanta wrote, Spurrier will flame out. He won't make it. He's arrogant. He's cocky. He can't recruit because nobody likes him, and he won't last down there. Well, after beating them about 11 out of 12, he finally quit writing that. And then yet, our local newspaper, that's that same guy, put something in our paper the other day talking about, I'm too old, we're on a descent, and we're in trouble. And that's allowing our enemies to write about us in our paper. I don't like that. And as most of you know, I'm a big believer in Attila the Hun's book. He said it very simply. It's a simple truth that the greater your accomplishments, your victories, the greater opposition, torment, and discouragement your enemies will throw in your path. Expect it and don't become a victim of it. Expect it. So I'm telling our fans, expect those people that are our enemies to talk bad about us. We finally won enough games, although it wasn't all that much last year, but we finally won enough that they're trying to convince us that my age has something to do with it, and I can't coach anymore. Jeff Guy, our team doctor, told me that physically and mentally, I'm about like a 55-year-old guy. I can still call the plays, I can still run the show, and I plan on coaching a long time. Chuck Allen, one of the trustees here, sent me a copy of a letter he sent to the board. They want to name the field here at Williams Brice Stadium after me. I wrote back, and I said, wait 5 or 6 years, maybe I'll be finished then. If you want to do it then, consider it at that time. But he went on to say that right now, I'm the youngest coach here to ever win 18 straight home games, beat a number 1 ranked team, win 11 games 3 times, highest ranking in school history, Eastern Division championship, top 10 finishes, 3, never had any, bowls, 9, won 5, 4 in a row, most 4 in a row, a lot of first win in Knoxville, first win in Gainesville. 10-year record against Florida, Georgia, Clemson, and Tennessee. We're 21-19, and the prior 10 years we were 5-35. Now, those are just things that our enemies out there don't like. And again, when I say that, the enemies out there are going to tell you they're not our enemies, but they're talking negatively about me and South Carolina, and I'm sick of it. And this is the last time I'm going to talk about this. Urban Meyer, I talked to him a little bit this year, congratulated him on winning the national championship. I said, Urban, those Big Ten people and those coaches, man, they don't like you. In fact, they can't stand you. And he said, Coach, remember down in Florida when you were kicking everybody's butt pretty good? They didn't like you either, did they? And that's just the way life is. And this is new for South Carolina. Somebody doesn't like your coach, and that's okay. That's okay. We've won a lot of games. We're not too proud of what happened last year. But we're coming back, and we got a dang good team this year. And I just want the Gamecocks out there to know it. Don't listen to our enemies. And they will come back, and they will criticize me for this little saying right here today. But that's okay. Don't listen to them, and you'll be fine. And they'll try to tell you they're not our enemies, too. They'll try to tell you they're neutral, and this guy Spurrier's lost it. Well, we haven't lost it. And we've got a dang good team coming. And we're fired up, and we're going to be fired up when that team from Clemson comes in. Last game of the season, their quarterback's already challenged our guys. He says we can't beat him ever. So we're looking forward to that challenge also. Maybe this rivalry will get back a little bit like it was several years ago. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Listen to the Gamecocks. Don't listen to our enemies. We're going to have a good team this year. Okay? All right, thanks. All right. Last time I'm talking about it, boys.